Greetings to everyone in the ExMarkets community. Today it is my great pleasure to welcome the Chief Marketing Officer and co-founder Dovydas Petkevicius from ADAX, and he has happily taken the time out of his busy schedule to talk about the project, which is going to be on our launchpad, and it will be ongoing for the next couple of weeks. Our community is eager to learn more, so Dovydas here today is going to answer some questions. We really appreciate you showing up, Dovydas.
Pleasure to be here, and obviously hello to all of the ExMarkets community.
Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. First of all, just give us an overview of the project. What is ADAX? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, it's actually, a fairly remarkable story. I mean, for the last, let's say, 6 to 9 months or so, our development team has been kind of exploring the possibilities of creating a multi-chain swap. So the initial idea was to literally go for Ethereum with the Uniswap E3. Also, we were exploring proof of concept with the Binance chain and the Pancake swap. Solana blockchain was also, in the works. But at the same time, the crypto market is a very, rapidly changing market, and everybody knows that. So literally when Cardano themselves kind of announced that, hey, now we have a more of a robust, timing in terms of the smart contracts release, and we are going into the testnet. Also, the mothership of Cardano announced a bombshell, literally that, hey, we are developing and are in the final stages of creating an ERC20 token bridge towards the Cardano ecosystem. So all of that combined, us having a little bit of experience already, all the, the positive news coming from the Cardano community and the mothership of Cardano, it was just a literal no-brainer for us to kind of jump into, the Cardano ecosystem, create the brand, create the website, the white paper, obviously. At the same time, we started working on the wireframes of the actual platform and the possible usability of it. And yeah, it's just been a crazy ride, throughout the last 3 weeks since we launched, and it's been overwhelming so far. At the end of the day, we still kind of trying to develop, some sort of a strategy of how things will move on, during that, let's say, vesting period before the actual smart contracts are being released. But we've already spoken with our, development team, and they're kind of drafting a short roadmap in terms of the upcoming 2 to 3 months. And some of the cool things that are going to happen really, really soon is the actual, front-end demo of the platform, so that the community can come in, browse around, see the possible functionalities that are going to be implemented into the platform. And obviously, the most important thing is that they will be able to provide some, feedback for us, and we can take things into account. And obviously, if that will definitely impact the development of the platform moving forward. So yeah, I mean, the last, let's say, 3.5 weeks, they have been exciting. ADAX is gaining traffic, gaining, traction within the community, within the Cardano foundations themselves. We managed to get, on a few calls with them, and they're truly interested to see how we will, proceed in the coming months. So yeah, I mean, it's just been crazy.
That's fantastic to hear. Just briefly, to the everyday user, why ADAX? What's so special about it? Just like dumb it down for us. Like explain it to me, like I'm a 5-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, ADAX as a name, it came, after, I would say, 3.5 hours of literal brainstorming. We took our shoes off. We're not going to put them back on until we actually have a name. So ADAX, in a nutshell, yeah, it's ADA as a token with an exchange as an X. And yeah, it's really funny that a lot of, conversations that we've been having so far with, venture capitalist funds, with influencers and so on, the community, etc. The fact that the name is so short, it's easy to remember, and there has been so many, different pronunciations. Some of them are saying ADAX, some of them are ADAX, and some of them are ADAX, and it's just overwhelming, to see that, yeah, people are actually catching up, and yeah, I think it's really worked out with the brand name. It's catchy, it's short, and the coolest thing is that, the fact that this is a short name, we actually were able to use it for our, own Cardano native token, which is also just ADAX. So yeah, I think it's a great turnaround.
That's really great. That's like, it's really simple for the user to understand. So, just a simple name and all is good. So tell us more about your team. You probably have a huge team since everything's crazy like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, the team itself is quite big. If we started from the development side, we have around 26, 25 developers already on board, that they're, let's say 100% accessible for us. And that's why, the development of the platform and the demo version is already starting right now, because we have the resources for that. In terms of the executive team, obviously, me and Mohammed as co-founders, we've been looking around, to hire like a professional CEO who can step in and bring that, professional approach. And obviously, Timo Trippler, who's a German national, kind of came in. We've had a few calls with him, just to kind of get on the same page, introduced to the project, etc. And Timo comes from, a more traditional finance background, but also he's been within the crypto world for 2 cycles since 2017. So that both of those industries combined, the traditional finance and obviously the blockchain within one person is just, remarkable to have on board. In terms of Mohammed, obviously he's our CTO and co-founder. The man is a genius. I mean, he's been freestyling with Cardano development side, with the code, etc. Him and his team literally went through weeks of R&D to actually gather all the information from the Cardano community, because all the documentation has been scattered all over the place, a lot of forums, a lot of public releases, etc., etc. So those guys kind of took all the info, created like a little guide of how to literally, create and mint and burn assets and tokens within the Cardano ecosystem. So that kind of ended up, into 2-document summary that is literally a guide of how to create a token within the Cardano ecosystem. So they followed that guide and literally created our own Cardano native token called ADAX. So the guys, they know what they're doing. They've been working on different projects throughout the past, from various blockchains like Ethereum and Binance Chain, and obviously, some custom solutions and custom blockchains, exchanges, wallets, you name it all. Basically, the guys, they know what they're doing, and I'm really happy, that we managed to have like this partnership that we have. And yeah, the team is ready. The team is already working, contributing to the community. All those documents about the token minting, etc., has been released for, without any questions asked. It's just our contribution to the Cardano community, because we know how passionate they are about Cardano in general, and we just want to be, a part of that.
Right, great. Seems like Mohammed is a pretty busy guy.
Yes,
the rest of you. All right, let's talk a bit about the near future. How do you see the remainder of the year for ADAX? What does it look like?
Yeah, well, it's fairly simple. I mean, as you can see in our roadmap, we didn't really overextend or overpromise in terms of what we're going to deliver once the platform is actually going to go live. So in the nearest future, yes, the first and foremost is obviously the public sale on ExMarkets. We're also looking at other launch pads, to kind of tag along so that there's a bigger spread in terms of, the users who would potentially invest in our project. So the next 3 weeks is, public sale. Hopefully it's going to go well. We have high hopes with the community, because as I mentioned a bit earlier, there has been a lot of interest, from the retail, especially from the retail side. The guys are just asking when can we actually start, investing and contributing to your project. So that's like the first step. Obviously, as mentioned a little bit earlier as well, the demo of the platform is already in the works. So hopefully we'll finalize, let's say, the front end of the platform in the coming month or two, so that, again, people can actually come in, have a browse through, check out what kind of functionalities there are, check out the layout and stuff like that. So it will be, very interesting to see what kind of feedback we're actually going to receive from the community itself. And then, Cardano announced that late August, start of September, something like that, the smart contracts are most likely going to come out. And that's where, our team is going to be on standby. Literally, they announce it, we jump on it, start working on the back end of the platform. And hopefully, within 5 to 6 weeks from the announcements, we will have, some sort of a working prototype or already a beta version that can actually, be an MVP and a possible launch version of the platform. So that's kind of short term. Long term, obviously, early next year, we hope to have a white label solution so that more projects, within the Cardano community could literally, come in, fork us, or whatever it's going to be called, create their own dexes, and the last thingy that we were kind of putting into our minds after talking with the potential investors and partners, etc. Having our own IDO launchpad is something that is on our books already and on the radar, and I think that will definitely kind of commence at the end of the day, because once the launchpad is connected to our project, which would be like a secondary product of some sort, that will add the utility part to our token. Meaning that, if you have a certain amount of tokens, you are enabled to actually have a private sale on our launchpad, or even a public one. So that will be a very interesting time. And I think, it's going to be exciting, months ahead. There's a few conferences coming out, one in Dubai, I think it's in October. So we're definitely going to try and attend that with the team, and maybe, hopefully, we'll combine the launch of the product with the conference and have it all in one. So exciting times ahead.
It sounds amazing. Hopefully everything goes to plan, and so any final thoughts you want to communicate to our ExMarkets community, some kind of message you want to send them, just feel free.
Absolutely. A shout out to the community is something that every project is looking forward to, So the private sale is finalizing today. We're going into the public one. We are truly, excited to see the support from the community. We hope that it will continue throughout, the latter stages as well during the development. We hope that the feedback that's going to start coming in is, the best that we can possibly have. Obviously subjective. Objective, my bad. But at the end of the day, we are here. Our community managers are always on the spot. You can reach out to us on Telegram, on the website, on Twitter, and we hope to continue our hard work, signing partnerships, talking with Cardano Foundation. Hopefully getting even a better relationship that we currently have. And just moving forward, helping the community, helping the ecosystem to grow and get the bigger adoption. And we'll take it from there. Cardano to the moon, as they say, right?
that's totally right.
And hopefully ADAX to the moon as well. So thank you.
Well, that's a great way to end it. Thank you again for taking the time to talk to us and our community. Once again, guys, the IO on ADAX will take place on the 11th of June at ExMarkets Launchpad. We encourage you to go take a look, and thank you for your time, Dovydas.
Thank you. Have a good day.
My pleasure.